This one's a little bit less serious than my usual stuff, or not that any of my stuff's particularly serious, bar maybe the last video. No script at all. It's just what's fresh in my mind. I thought I'd try this one. Yeah, the new Transformers film sucked. I know that shouldn't be a shock to anyone because it's Transformers film. When have they been good? Except for two examples. The original animated film, which legit scarred me as a child, and also the Bumblebee film, which was the last one that came out in the cinema before Rise of the Beast. Like, I don't know how they missed the mark on this, but let's talk about it. It came as a big surprise to me, but Bumblebee got a lot of things right. It, first of all, restored all the Transformers to the more traditional look, which was a big thing for fans. And then it scaled everything back. It just became a film about a girl dealing with grief who just happened to become friends with an alien robot that was also her car. Great cast with Haley Steinfeld as lead actress. Because it can't be easy acting in these films. I wouldn't, you know, I don't think I can't act normally. Believe me, I messed up my first day doing extras work on Game of Thrones. We'll talk about that at some point. But it simplified things, it took things back, it made it a personal story, something that a lot of people could enjoy, and it had that classic Spielbergian energy, you know, from E.T. and Close Encounters, and even to a certain extent a little bit of Jurassic Park, in that there was some wonder in that film and joy and fun, and yes, there was a big action sequence at the end. But that's not the bits I remember. I always remember all the little fun bits beforehand. And a pretty cool soundtrack. The new film just seemed to have forgot that and just went back to Bayhem. Which is fine when you've got Michael Bay to do it, because he's the only one that can do that. The new one just was missing something. A couple of good points about it, like the designs of the robots were a lot more distinctive, so I wasn't having to go, who's that, who's that, who's that, until they brought in a faceless horde at the end. They used Unicron when they shouldn't have used Unicron. There were other options. They brought back a bloody MacGuffin, and then they kept explaining the same things over and over again. Like, the opening sequence involves, oh yeah, by the way, there's spoilers. The opening sequence involves seeing the origin of the beast machines, or Transformers that turn the animals, or it's not even their origins, it's just the planet they're on, which is Earth, by the way, and that makes no sense. It's never explained why it's there, but it just shows them losing a fight to Unicron's Herald, because they've just made Unicron into Galactus even more now. And then they run away, they hide on Earth, which I don't know how they do, because they're giant robots and they stay in animal form most of the time, so it's... I know I shouldn't be saying this needs to make sense. I went to the film last night going, you know what, I'm going to switch my brain off for 2 hours and it'll be fine. But no, it wasn't, because I feel like it was wasted potential. And strangely enough, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Pete Davidson was one of the highlights in it, except for maybe his jokes went a little bit too far when they could have just pulled him back and made him just be a little bit more serious. That would have been better. But again, not the worst person in films. The Optimus Prime in this film was more like the Optimus Prime from the cartoons, less like the Michael Bay ones. Not perfect yet, but still better than what Bay was doing. Weird choice to have Michelle Yeoh in it and then not really used her full extent, but I feel like that's just because Paramount could put her in it. And who's going to say no to Michelle Yeoh? But at the end of the day, yeah, we're getting back into this again. It just... it didn't need to go so big and bombastic. It could have just been Beast Machines without all the other Transformers. But you know they did this because they felt like it wouldn't sell without Bumblebee and without Optimus Prime. It didn't sell anyway, as far as I can tell. So, yeah, it just bloody wasted opportunity. And it tries to set up G.I. Joe somehow as well, which, fine, but at the same time, while also being an indictment of the medical healthcare system in the United States, which is another weird choice to do. Again, completely against that healthcare system. Sorry guys out there, I just feel like it screws over a lot of people. But I don't feel like a Transformers film is the place for that. You know, it had the guts of something there that could have been good, but yeah, just a wasted opportunity. So that's where I stand with that one. Personally, I'm not one like the shit on things and say don't look at this, but honestly, it was a major step backwards for the franchise. So personally, unless you're a huge fan, it's not worth seeing. Though at the same time, if you just want to watch a big bombastic action film on the big screen, yeah, this is probably one of the best ones for you at the minute, because you can switch your brain off and enjoy and don't worry about the world, except for the bits where it tries to make you worry about the world, but nah. Or just go watch Bumblebee and the '86 film. That's my advice. On that note, yeah, just don't sleep. Don't lose any sleep over it. That's all I can tell you guys. Bye.